I accidentally traumatized my son with science. So my son loves for me to read to him. He's 4 years old, and we read 3 or so books every night before bed. I love that he reads, and try to steer him towards educational books, or at least stories with a meaning. So when some guy came around selling books door to door, I had to check them out. There was a whole set for kids around his age that are just full of facts about different topics, from science to history, anatomy to space. These books cover a ton of subjects. So tonight, we were reading one, and it asked, do stars live forever? Obviously, the answer was no, and it said that eventually our sun would shrink down and become a white dwarf, then go out forever. I, being the scientifically literate man that I am, pointed out to him that it's more likely that our sun will grow into a red giant and consume the earth. So my son asked, does that mean it'll catch the earth on fire? Seeing that I messed up, I tried to explain it away that it would be long after we were gone, and that humans will have moved into space to live elsewhere. Unfortunately, my son doesn't have a great understanding of things like billions of years or even 5 minutes for that matter. Also, my son tends to get fixated on things and ignore petty things like details. So for the next half hour, he kept peppering me with questions like, if we move to space, can I take all my toys with us? And after the earth stops burning, can we come back? And if we come back, can everyone work together to clean up? I don't like lying to him, but I'm also not looking forward to telling him that, hey, I was wrong, it's not going to turn into a red giant, but I think it's a little too late. I feel like I unintentionally traumatized my 4-year-old and plunged him into an existential crisis. I might have to do some fixing tomorrow if he's still stuck on this. Sometimes science is scary. This man made the mistake of explaining something to a 4-year-old who now knows how to ask why. I have friends who have kids this age, and they told me the second they started asking the question why was the second that it all was just over. Nothing was out of bounds, and the kid was going to ask questions about everything. And this is a prime example of that. So yeah, teach your kids stuff, but just be careful what you teach them.
The full version of this story is on the Am I the Jerk YouTube channel, and there's a link to that down below in the description. And if there are any updates to this story, they'll be there in the same link. I'm sure by now a lot of you guys realize that a ton of these stories are actually submitted by you, the person listening. And there's no special requirement to submit a story. You yourself could submit a story right now if you wanted to. It can be completely anonymous. In fact, that's encouraged. And that way you can freely and openly share the most juicy secrets of your entire life if you want to. So how do you do it? Just go to AmITheJerk.com/submit. Make sure you read the rules before posting, but that's it. You just go to AmITheJerk.com/submit, read the rules, and post your story. Then you could check back on future videos to see if your story made it or not.